Hello everyone, मैं हूं जैल सिंह and welcome back to my YouTube channel Gain Knowledge. Today we are going to learn class 10 Social Science Gujarat State Board book chapter number 15 Economic Development part 1. Okay, so I divided this 15th lesson Economic Development into two parts. So in this first part we are going to learn about economic development, difference between economic progress and economic development, features of developing economy, economic and non-economic activities, factors of production and distribution of factors of production. Okay, so let's begin the 15th lesson economic development. So every people's morning begins in a different ways. We all know that the people's those they all don't have a similar life. Their morning which begin with a similar lifestyle, so they all have a different ways, their life which is begins with a different ways. Many people lead their life full of material pleasures. Okay, mostly the people's many peoples they are just giving material pleasure within their life, but maximum people of the world are seen struggling for their existence. Okay, so maximum, okay, as more as people we can see in the world, they are struggling for their existence. They are struggling for their the basic needs, basic necessary things. So for these people who are called poor, okay, so the people those who are struggling for their existence, so these people are called poor. Physical pleasure, well-being or resting in an imagination only. Okay, so the people we all know, the poor means poor, the people those who are not having proper facilities for their existence, the necessary things for their living. Okay, then physical pleasure, okay, physically they are not able to complete their fulfillment basic necessary things, and well-being or resting in imagination only. Okay, so the poor peoples they cannot buy the costly product, they cannot use a costly product, just they can imagine in their imaginations. Okay, so how has this situation originated, how to come out of this situation, such type of questions have their answers. So we will try to find the answers of these questions from this lesson economic development. Okay, so let's begin with the topic economic development. In today's modern world, every country is trying to achieve development. Okay, we all know that every country with the help of different trade activities, commercial activities, they are trying to achieve economic development or development. But development is not confined to economic development only. Okay, we cannot say that the people or the country which is the developed economically, which means they are totally developed countries. Okay, it is the process of social change having many phases. Okay, which means the development which has one process social of a social change. Okay, process of social change, they are having many phases. Okay, so from a 360-degree angle, if we look the society, so we can get or we can understand that the country which is actually economically developed, or actually the country which is developed. So economic development shows constant increase in national income of a country. Economic development means what? Okay, so economic development which will shows the constant increase in the national income of a country. Okay, constant which means what? We can't able to see the income which will decrease. Okay, constantly, continuously in the national income which will be increasing in this economic development. Economic development means, okay, so here 3 points given, remember it. What is the economic development? Okay, so constant increase in the national income of a country. Okay, national income of a country which should be constantly or continuously increasing. Okay, the second one is what? Increase in per capita income of a country. Okay, so per capita income, which means however the national income which is increasing, but the population is increasing as more percentage of the national income. Okay, so which is a adverse effect. So Here just I'll tell you how can we calculate the per capita income, which is given in this paragraph. We'll see that later. So the first one is what? Constant increase in national income. Then second one is what? Increase in per capita income. And the third one is change in lifestyle of the people, change in living standard of the people. Okay, so the lifestyle of the people also should be changed while a country which is taking place according to the economic development. This is called economic development. What is it called? Economic development. While these three aspects we can see in a country, so we can say that the country which is economically developed. Okay, total income of the country is called national income. Okay, total income of the country. Okay, it may be related to transportation, commodity, any kind of trade, with the help of trade activities, whatever the income which earned by the country. So the all income which is called national income, the total income which is called national income. By dividing the total income of the country, which is total population of a country, we obtain per capita income. So as I told here, per capita income, which means what? The total national income. Okay, for example, just I am giving example to understand nicely. So for example, the total population of country is 1000 rupees. Okay, total income of one country is 1000 rupees, and the total population of this country is 10 people. Okay, so within this country 10 people are there, and total income is 1000 rupees. So while we will divide this 1000 by 10 people, total national income by this 10 people, so we'll be getting answer 100. So what is this? What is the 100 per capita income of that country? Okay, so as we all know that our India, which is developing country, and the population is approximately 135 crore, more than 135 crore. Okay, so we'll see, following we are going to learn about the GDP or national income, so that we will see what is the GDP. But if we will divide the total income of nation by the total population of India, so we will be getting a per capita income. Okay, so while living standard includes the facilities like obtaining food, clothes, education, health services, transportation services, as well as shelter. Okay, so living standard of the people, in which include the many things like foods, clothes, education, health services, transportation services, shelter. Okay, so we can see there are many different types of houses which built in many different areas. Okay, some are pakka house, some are kacha house. Okay, so we can see the more facilities or living standard, higher living standard in the pakka houses, or in the lower living standard in the kacha houses. Okay, so the difference we can see in between these both. So that is related to shelter, transportation. Some are using their own car, which means a high living standard. Then they are using a public transportation services, which means they have a low living standard. Okay, so because of increasing in national income and per capita income in India after independence, there has been improvement in services and facilities such as availability of food, grains, clothes, electricity, education, health services, shelters, etc. Okay, so after independence we can see country generally which is developing. Okay, our India is developing. So we can see there are many different changes or services which was improved or which was improving. Okay, in the field of food, grains, clothes, electricity, education, health services, shelters, etc. The above mentioned requirement are fulfilled easily and in a better way as compared to the past. Okay, so if you will think now presently the India they are having a good development, economic development as compared with the India before independence. Okay, so at that time period the peoples, for them it's difficult to exist. Okay, it's difficult for their existence. Okay, so if we'll compare with our past, so today which is better India, so we may say that economic development is taking place in India. Okay, so while comparing the India before independence and after independence, so we can say that economic development which is taking place in India. So in this first box you can see the national income of India. Okay, within the year of 2011-12 and 2015 to 16. So if you will see, I'll just tell the first one. So here in the year of 2011-12, here the national income, which means gross domestic product, GDP means what? Gross domestic product. Okay, which is 87 lakh 36,039 crore. Okay, so at that time period in the year of 2011 and 12, the total population is approximately 121 crore. Okay, if we will divide 120 this total in national income, the total national income which divided by 121 crore, so we'll be getting national income in the year of 2011 and 12. Okay, I hope you understand this one. Next one, we'll see the difference between economic progress and economic development. So what is the economic development and economic progress? Okay, so economic progress, just we have to understand what is the meaning of progress, what is the meaning of development. Okay, so we'll see. In ordinary sense, economic progress as well as economic development, both the words show an increase. Yes, progress also is which is tells us about the increment or increases. Development also will tells us about the increment or increase. But there is lot of difference in between these both. Okay, economic progress and economic development. They are as follows. Okay, so here given the difference in between these both progress and development on the basis of development process. Economic development is qualitative while economic progress is quantitative. Remember it. Okay, economic development which is qualitative. Okay, so the country, those who are trying to follow this method, economic development, so they will improve the quality of their product. Okay, and economic progress which means quantity. Okay, already they had developed their quality of any product, so just they will develop their quantity which means what? The number of production which will be developed. Quality means we all know good quality, bad quality, average quality. Okay, economic development is first stage. Okay, what is the first stage? Economic development. If people, if any country will produce good qualities product, so which the product will be demanded by the other countries or in that countries. So the economic development is the first stage, while economic progress is the stage after economic development. Okay, economic progress is the second stage, economic development is the first stage. Remember it. Okay, economic development is qualitative, economic progress is quantitative, economic development is the first stage, and economic progress is the second stage after the economic development. Now the second one, according to changes taking place in economy on the basis of new researches in economy, increases in production is economic development. Because of research in hybrid seeds in agricultural sector, there has been manifold increase in agriculture production. This shows economic development. On the other side, when there is increase in agricultural production, because of increase in agricultural land, it is called economic progress. Okay, so just one example, simple example I'll be giving from this paragraph. So here what we can see that while with the help of different researches, the country which is using hybrid seeds, okay, in the agricultural sector, so which will be they will be trying to show the economic development, but while we can see economic progress also at the same stage. So while the people, they will be converting more land into the agricultural field, okay, so that is called economic progress. Okay, so here hybrid seed, which means what, qualitative, and agricultural land, which is a quantity, okay, which means a number of land or a number of agricultural field which will be used for a production. And the third one is in relation to developed and developing nations. Okay, so we'll see about this both, what is developed and what is developing nations, the difference in between these both. Difference is seen in both of them in relation to developed and developing nations also. Increase in national income of developed countries is called economic progress. Okay, so increasing in national income of developed countries is what is that called, economic progress, while increased national income of developing countries is called economic development. Okay, which means in the developed countries, what they has to do, just they are giving attention towards quality or quantity in economic progress, which means quality, quantities, okay, which means the number of production which will be increased, while in developing countries we can see the quality which will be increased. Okay, now the next one is features of developing economy. Okay, so economy of developed and developing countries is separated on the basis of per capita income. As per World Development Report of 2004 of World Bank, countries having less than $735 per capita income are categorized as developing economy. Following are the features of developing economy. Okay, so the countries which are having less than $735 per capita income. Okay, so the countries which were categorized as developing countries, okay, which means still now they are just trying to develop. Okay, so here given a few features of these countries. The first one is what, less per capita income. Okay, per capita income which is less. So national income of developing countries is less while population growth rate is high. So here we can't able to see the average in between this national income or per capita income and population. Population is constantly or it is rapidly increasing, and national income which is slowly increasing. So we can't able to see average between this both per capita income and national income. So per capita income remains low because of less per capita income, living standard of people is low. Okay, so however the per capita income is low, so the living standard also automatically it will be low. Okay, so the first one factor is what, first one feature is less per capita income in the developing countries or developing economy. The second one is what, population growth. Population growth rate is high in developing countries. Population growth rate which is high. Okay, rapidly the population which is increasing in these developing countries. Rate of population growth is 2% or more in these nations. Okay, what is the population growth? 2% or more in these nations. Now next one, dependence on agriculture. Okay, the main point is what, dependence on agriculture. Main occupation of the people of developing countries is agriculture. Okay, in this developing countries, mainly within all developing countries, we can see the main activity is what? Agriculture. More than 60% of the population is dependent on agriculture for employment. Okay, what is the total population is dependent on agriculture for their employment? Around 60%. Okay, out of 100, 60 people are depend on agriculture for their employment. So contribution of agriculture in the national income of these nations is about 26%. Okay, which means only with the help of this agriculture 26% national income which will be support to the nation. Okay, which means to increase the national income only 26% will contribute by the agriculture. Next one, unequal distribution of income. Okay, which we can see in our areas, unequal distribution of income. Some are having 2000 4000 per day. Okay, some employments they are just having the per day, they are earning per day 2000 4000 rupees, and other side some agricultural workers they are earning only 200 300 rupees. Okay, so what is that? That is unequal distribution of income. Unequal distribution of income and factors of production is seen in developing countries. Okay, unequal distribution of income and factors of production which is seen in this developing countries. This inequality is seen in cities as well as villages. Okay, so we can see this inequality in the cities and in village areas also. 20% rich people of the country share 40% of national income. Okay, which means only 20% people they have a 40% national income distribution. Okay, and the poorest 20% people share 10% of the national income. Okay, if we'll see, so here 20% people they are sharing 40% national income. Okay, which means for example total income is what 1000 rupees. Okay, national income, for example total income is 1000, so only 20 people have to distribute it, which means here around how many 50 rupees, that is the distribution of national income among the rich people. Okay, and other side if you will see the poorest people, 20% people they share only 10% of the national income. Okay, 20 people among the 20 people only 10% national income they have to share. So this concentration of income and property is seen in the hand of rich people in developing countries. Okay, so the concentration of income and property only we can see in the hand of rich people. Okay, they are earning as much as income, they are earning as much as property, money. Okay, so this one is the feature which we can see mostly in the developing economic or developing countries. Next one, unemployment. Okay, so unemployment may be counted as an important feature of developing countries. In these countries, ratio of unemployment is more than 3% of total labor. Okay, so here unemployment, which means what? The people those who are not able to get work according to their skills, according to their art. Okay, so in these countries, ratio of unemployment is more than 3% of total labor. In these countries, different types of unemployment are, may be seen. Example, seasonal unemployment, then distinguished unemployment, industrial unemployment, etc. Moreover, the period of unemployment is very long. Okay, which means here the different types of unemployment we can see in these developing countries. Okay, like seasonal unemployment. Okay, only for some time period or only for rainy season some peoples they will be getting employment, then they will be left as unemployment. unemployed. Okay, then distinguished unemployment, on the place of 4 peoples, 10 peoples will work. What is that called? Distinguished unemployment. We can't able to see increasing in the production, but the number which will be increasing. Okay, number of employment which will be increasing. Then the industrial unemployment, okay, which we can see in the industries. Next one is what? Poverty. Poverty is also a feature of developing economy. People who are not able to satisfy their primary necessities like food, clothing, shelter, education and health care called poor. Yes. Okay, if suppose the peoples, those who are not able to satisfy their primary necessary things like food, which is primary, cloth. So here we are not talking about the quality of this all facilities, okay, which is a basic. Food means what? Dal, chapati, okay, no problem, they will eat, people will eat. If the different types of food, which means quality. Okay, so only the basic necessary things means what? Food, clothing, shelter, education, health care. Okay, so if the people are not satisfied this all primary necessary things, so they are called poor. In developing countries, such people, they constitute 1/3 of the total population. Okay, in the developing countries, 1/3 of the total populations are poor. Okay, for example, out of this total population we have to divide into 3 parts. So this 1/3, out of this 1/3 part is what? Poor. Understood? Okay, good. Now next one is dual economy. Okay, which one? Dual economy. The economy of developing a country is based on a dual or mixed system. Okay, which means we'll see in the next video about the 3 types of 3 methods of allocating resources: market, socialist and mixed. Okay, so mostly in this developing countries which is based on a dual or mixed system. Okay, here we can see the market system and socialist system, both mixed system. On one side, backward farming, old machinery, orthodox structures, social structure, less production are seen in villages. On the other side, there are the cities having modern industries, new products and process, modern implements and modern sophisticated lifestyle. Okay, which means in this dual economy, or in this developing countries, we can see this mixed system or dual system. So in which one side, if we will see in the villages, so the peoples, they are practicing backward farming, they are using old machineries, their social structure is based on orthodox, okay, and less production. Okay, they are not able to produce as more as possible. Okay, less production which produced by the people in the villages. Or other side, if you will see in the cities, so they having modern industries, they has new products and processes, modern implements and a modern sophisticated lifestyle. Okay, so we can see the major difference in between these both, okay, villages and cities. Okay, in this dual economy. Okay, so which we can see in the developing countries. Now the next one is insufficient infrastructure facility. Insufficient infrastructure facility, which means what? The crucial vital infrastructure facilities like education, transportation, communication, electricity, health facility, banking, etc. are less lacking in the developing countries, which hinders the development of a nation. So we can't able to see that that the proper facilities related to education, transportation, communication, electricity, health facilities, banking, which are lacking in this developing countries. Okay, so which are one of the barrier for development of the countries in the developing countries. Now the next one is forms of international trade. The structure of foreign trade of developing countries is different. Okay, they also are having some foreign trade, so but the structure which is totally different. The countries mainly export agro-based product and farm products as well as mined ores. Okay, they are not able to produce finished goods. Okay, which means they are just able to produce raw material for the other industries. Okay, for the foreign. Okay, so these types of products have less demand and low rate. Okay, if suppose raw material, no one will be giving a more rate for that. Okay, so less income is gained by exporting these goods. So if suppose any country, developing country, they will be exporting this agro based product or mineral ore, so they will be never gain more profit or income. They will be getting less income for that their agro product and farm products. While importance include industrial products and machineries, as the cost of this product is more, so expense on import rises. Okay, so while they will be exporting this agro based product and farm product, so they has to import some technological instruments or some electronic instrument, some tools, so which are costly. Okay, so here the expense of import which will be rises in these developing countries. Thus, as the condition of foreign trade are adverse, there is an increase in foreign debts. Okay, so however the export is less and import which is expensive. Okay, here we can't able to see if for example they are exporting 20 rupees agro based product or farm product and they are importing 40 rupees the technological instrument. So here we can see they have debt of 20 rupees. Okay, only export is 20 rupees and import is 40 rupees. They have to pay 20 rupees more to the other countries. Okay, so what is that? That is the debt on the developing countries. Thus we see above mentioned features in developing countries as Indian economy is developing. All these features are related to India in greater or lesser measures. So we can see in India also, India is also one of the developing country, and totally India also is exporting the agro based product or farm products, mineral ores to the other countries as a raw material. Okay, now the next one point is what? Economic and non-economic activities. Okay, let us see. Before studying about Indian economy, let us know that economic and non-economic activities. So we'll see first what is the economic activities, what is the non-economic activities. Okay, so the first one is what? Economic activities. Economic activities which mean, okay, within one line you have to understand economic activity which means earning or spending money for the exchange of commodity or services. Okay, earning or spending money for exchange of commodity or services. For example, I am purchasing any commodity like two-wheeler, four-wheeler. So what is that called? There I am exchanging money and commodity. Okay, four-wheeler. So what is that called? That is the economic activity. For example, the activities of a farmer. Okay, while the farmer, they are farming any crops. Okay, they are just growing any crops. So after harvesting, they are just selling to the market. Then an artisan, businessman, teacher are serving their services, which are included in the economic activities. Okay, by these all activities they will be earning money. Okay, next one, non-economic activities. Activities that are not aimed at obtained income or Reciprocate something indirectly are called non-economic activities. For example, nurturing of a child by the mother, activities of social services done by the social workers, etc., can be identified as economic activities. Okay, which means here if you will see non-economic activities, which means here we can't able to see the direct aim of obtaining income. Okay, for example, if suppose mother is giving nurturing of a child, okay, she is giving food to his child, sorry, her child, what is that called? That is non-economic activity. Okay, by giving food to her child, she will be not getting money. What is that called? Non-economic activity. And the other activities like what? Social services, which is done by social workers. So the social workers, they are not getting or they are not gaining direct income with the help of these activities, which are which is called non-economic activities. Okay, now the next one is a structure of Indian economy. So we will see in this total 3 main activities or sections. Various occupations and economic activities are classified in 3 sections. Which 3 sections? Primary, secondary and service sector. Okay, this classification, remember this one, primary sector, secondary sector and service sector. So this classification of economic activities are recognized as commercial structure. How it was recognized as a commercial structure? All the sections and activities included in them by may be discussed as a follow. Okay, so we'll see, just I'll be explain this 3 main sections and activities with simple words. So the first one is primary sector. Primary sector, which means totally agricultural activities will be there, like rearing, cattle breeding, fishing, poultry farming, poultry farm, then collection of a forest product, mining of raw material, raw metal. These all activities will come, which will comes under primary sector. Secondary sector means what? Small and large scale industries, factories, constructions, electricity, gas and water supply, which will be included within this secondary sector. Okay, so the sector section is also acknowledged as an industry which includes production from small pin to genetic machines. Okay, so in which we can see from small pin to the genetic, which means a large or a huge machines which will be produced, okay, in this secondary sector. And the third one is what? Service sector. Okay, with this service we can understand what is service sector. We'll see different types of services are included in this section, like a trade, which is one of the service, communication, which is one of the service, railway line, which is one of the service, waterways services, education, which is one of the service, health, one of the service, banking and insurance, which is one of the service, tourism, which is one of the service, entertainment, which these all are services which will include within the service sector. Remember, primary agriculture and agricultural related activities, then secondary small and large scale industries which will produce from small pin to genetic machines, and the third one is service sector. All the services will include within this section. Okay, next one, normally the primary sector dominates in developing countries. Primary sectors contributes the most in employment generation and national income. However, as there is rise in economic development, signifies of primary sector decreases in comparison in to secondary and service sector, and importance of industrial sector and service sector increases. Okay, so as we can see in the developing countries, so the first one, primary sector, which is the main source of national income. Okay, then secondary sector and service sector. The next one and last topic of this video, which is what the factors of production. So there are total 4 factors: the land, capital, labor and entrepreneurship. Okay, so we'll see one by one. Land, which means what? Generally if you'll see, so land means what? The upper layer of the earth surface, but in economic terms it's a different. Okay, land, which means what? The for production, whatever the things, natural things which are useful, like forest, river, mountains, minerals, metals, which will include within the land. Okay, second one, capital. Capital means what? Man-made instruments helpful in production process, which such as instruments, tools, houses, etc., which include within the capital, property, assets and investments. Next one, labor. Labor means mental, physical work done by the people to gain or to obtain monetary or money. Okay, so labor is a living factor of production. Work of farm laborers, works, teachers, doctors, artisans, that they all are labor, or they all will comes under this labor. Okay, and the fourth one factor is entrepreneurship. The person who effectively combine these 3 factors. Which 3 factors? Land, capital and labor, which is known as what? Entrepreneur. Okay, now the next one is distribution of factor. So here unlimited wants, important order in the terms of necessity and limited sources, then the alternative use of resources, which we will see in the next period. Okay, if you have any doubt till the factors of production, you can write your doubt in the comment box. Thank you for watching this video. If you are new on this video, on this channel, so just subscribe this channel, click the bell icon to get my latest videos on YouTube. Okay, thank you for watching.